Hey guys, I'm Ching-He Huang, or my friends call me Ching. I love Asian cooking. I mean, it's at the heart of everything that I do. I'm Taiwanese, and in my country, you know, our influences are from China, from neighboring Hong Kong, from Japan, and I love traveling all around China as well. That's where I get my inspiration from. And actually, speaking of inspiration, for today's recipe, that's exactly where we're headed. We are going to Beijing. Now, I've got a brilliant dish for you. It's called Zha-jiang mian. It's like a mixed sauce noodle. That's what Zha-jiang means. Zha means mix and mian means noodle. We're going to keep it plant-based, so I'm going to be using one of my favorite plant-based ingredients, which is smoked tofu. But you know, if you want something meaty, you could turn this into a porky dish if you want. Traditionally, it is a pork dish. If you wanted to use beef or lamb, you're welcome to. So you can make it your own. Okay. So enough chatting, let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is cook my noodles. Now I've got here some flat udon noodles or wheat flour noodles. As I said, in Beijing, they would use, you know, hand-pulled noodles, a little bit more rounder, not sort of flat like this. So this isn't traditional, but I love this kind of noodle because it's got a nice bite. So with this, just follow the packet instructions. It says 10 minutes, but for me, I like to cook it for about 7.5 minutes. I like my noodles a bit al dente, but it's up to you. So while the noodles are boiling, it's time to get on with the rest of my dish. I'm going to be using smoked tofu. Now, tofu to some people may seem like a scary ingredient. I mean, honestly, it's not. Now, this tofu is extra firm tofu. Normally, you would get sort of a softer, more medium tofu that you can use in lots of cooking. This one has already been pre-smoked and a lot of the water has been pressed out of it. So it's got a good bite, which I love. And then I just want to slice them into sort of 1/2 centimeter slices. And then I'm going to slice them into cubes. And guys, for the recipe, the link is below. It's really important just to get everything sort of looking the same size. And usually that's because it's got to cook the same time in the wok. So you're going to get even cooking. So my tofu is prepped, and then it's time to get on with the rest of the ingredients. Now for the aromatics, I've got here some garlic. So 3 fat cloves of garlic. I just want to crush and then just finely chop. Always reminds me of making dumplings, that sound. You always know when your neighbors, my grandmother used to say, so-and-so is making dumplings. Quick check on the noodles. I think they're done. Now I just want to drain the noodles and then just give the noodles a good rinse, just to wash off the excess starch until the water runs clear. And all that's needed is just a little bit of toasted sesame oil, just to keep them from sticking together. Next, I've got about sort of 2 inches of fresh root ginger. And all I need to do is just peel it with a teaspoon. To prepare ginger, you can finely chop it, that's fine, but I love to use a grater. Now it pays to have all the ingredients prepped beforehand. That's the beauty of Chinese cooking, you see, because once it goes in the wok, everything happens really quickly. So we're going to do all our prep first. So next I've got a cucumber. So first slice them into rounds like this, and then slice around the core. And I just want to slice it into matchstick-sized pieces. Now I'm preparing and cooking everything today at my counter. This is where I feel happiest cooking. I think, you know, it's important when you're cooking at home to do what feels natural and comfortable to you. And next, some radish. So I've got here lovely pink radishes. Okay, so next, I've got a salad onion. Now I'm just gonna top and tail a little bit, and then we just slice them into thirds like that. And then we just slice along the length to make sort of julienne pieces. Actually, you know what? Today I might finely dice them. So last prep, I promise, a leek. And this is going to impart a lovely, sweet, oniony sort of note to the dish. And of course, if you don't have leek, or baby leeks would be even better, even more tender and sweet, then use salad onions. That'll work just as well. Okay, so you know what? We've got everything ready. We've got ingredients from the store cupboard as well. Some Shaoxing wine, hoisin, wok oil, dark soy, rapeseed oil, and then a few other condiments to pull this together, like toasted sesame oil, some tamari. It's time to wok. So we're going to whack it up to full heat. Once you add the oil in, it heats up instantly, about a tablespoon. Give the oil a swirl. Very quickly in with the garlic first, then the ginger, some Sichuan pepper, and then just give that a quick stir. Then in with the leeks, in with the smoked tofu. The trick is just to keep it moving, and at this point it's very important to add an injection of liquid, a little splash of Shaoxing rice wine, and then in with a little bit of dark soy sauce, just a teaspoon. Next, wok oil. It's got ginger, it's got sesame infused into it, so it's really flavorful. Just a teaspoon in there. I'm going to go in with a good quality hoisin sauce. I need 2 tablespoons of this. This is going to add richness, depth, and umami, as well as sweetness. So it's another layer of flavor. So look at that now, nice rich shine. This is what we want. You could just stop there. But for a further injection of flavor, I've got here some miso paste, a little bit of stock. This is just vegetable stock now. So just a tiny bit saucy, but the tofu's still crisp. Perfect. That looks good to me. So this is it, time to serve. So arm yourself with a deep dish, generous enough so you can mix the noodle yourself. And that's because we're going to add some seasonings in. So first of all, a little bit of tamari, a little bit of sesame oil. I've got here a delicious chili sauce. Get your favorite chili oil as well. A little bit more of this delicious wok oil. So this serves 2. We could make this to serve 4 appetizers. Then some of this delicious tofu topping. Then we layer with our radish and then a good amount of fresh cucumber. And then at the end, we're just going to garnish with some fresh coriander, which I absolutely love. Okay, so next, the salad onions. Just pepper it along. And that is it, my friends. That's my Zha-jiang Beijing style noodles. I hope you enjoy it. And the way to eat this, I mean, the only way to eat this, is arm yourself with a pair of chopsticks and really get in there.